This is a follow-on recording from one of our Tuesday motivational audios. This is in relation to creating SMART goals. So it's just a method to use when you're creating goals, whether they be personal or professional goals, to help you achieve and be successful. This recording is based on what I've learned and what I'm teaching myself and what I'm trying to practice in my life. And for anyone that's listening, I'm happy to share it. So SMART goals stand for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So those 5 things are sort of called the ingredients to be successful when you choose to set a goal. And goals don't have to be big things. You could literally have the smallest goal that will take you 1 day to achieve, smallest goals that will take you a couple of hours to achieve, and you can have goals that will take you 3 months, a year, 5 years. It can be anything. Like, it's down to you, and obviously it depends what goals it is that you're setting for yourself. So first of all, we've got specific. So the main thing is to make sure your goal is specific. What do I want to achieve? What do I want my goal? Why do I want it to be? Like, why? Why are you doing it? And that why is what would motivate you to keep on your track for your whatever goal it is that you're setting. And is it related to my journey? So for example, let's say you have a job at the moment and you want to move to the next level. So you could have that as a specific goal, that you want to be promoted, and most importantly is actually be ready for promotion. So not so much that you want the manager to choose you, but you want to know that you're ready to be promoted. Or you could be having let's say you've got a small business and at the moment you're doing £200 a week and you want to increase your sales to, let's say, £300 a week. That's a specific goal, and it's more specific than saying, I want to start making more money. It's just like, okay, that's just anything. It could be 1p more. That's still more money. Or you want to, let's say, go back to education and gain qualification to move to your next level in your career. That's specific, rather than just like, I just want to go back to education. But it's like, okay, but for what? Is there something new you want to learn? Is there any reason? It's just to be more specific so that you can actually measure whether or not you achieve the goal. And basically that leads us on to the measurable part. So the measurable, it basically says, how would you know that you've achieved your goal? So it's like, there's a great guy that actually says, if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. So it's basically saying, I want to go from doing £200 a week to £300 a week. You're able to measure that, because then you can say, am I doing £300 a week now? Okay, yes, so I've achieved that goal. If you just say, I just want to make more money, it's like, how much money were you making before? How much money are you making now? If you don't have those 2 things, you don't really know what you're doing. You can't measure it. So it's important to make sure that you do things, or make sure you've got a plan in place to be able to measure things. If you say, I just want to lose weight, it's like, no, it's like you have to be more specific so that you can measure it. And you say, I want to lose 3 pounds, because then you can weigh yourself now, then you can do what it is you want to do, and then measure yourself after and be able to say, yes, I've achieved that, or I've not achieved that. And then the next thing we move on to is it achievable? So you're looking at setting goals, but there's no point of setting goals that you can't achieve, because what you will do is you'll set yourself up for disappointment, and we don't want that. So you have to have a clear vision of how you're going to get from A to Z. Can you achieve this, or is it just something you want to, but you might or you might not achieve? Just set goals that will inspire you, and once you set a goal that's achievable, you achieve that, it gives you that energy to set another goal. So you have to keep that in mind, which moves on to relevant. So is it something that you need to do right now? Is it a goal that you need to be setting yourself? So you can't, let's say, for example, obviously you can set any goals you want. It's your life, you choose to do as you please. But let's say, for example, you don't have any source of income at the moment, and you're now setting yourself a goal for saving £200 a week, it might be a little bit difficult. It might not be relevant at this time, but you could set yourself a goal for, I want to write my CV or rewrite my CV, or I want to start posting out 6 of my CVs each day, or to 6 different organizations each day. That gives you that relevance, and it's got the measurable, and it's got the specific in it. So, and it's achievable. It's something that you can do. So that makes sure it's something that's relevant. And then at the end, we've got the time bound. So just make sure that it's something that you can put a realistic time on it. You can't say, you can say if you want, because once again, you choose to do what you want to do. But realistically, you don't want to be in a situation where you're saying to yourself, I'm setting a goal that I'm going to send 6 CVs to 6 different organizations within the next 2 years. It's a long time. So you could say to yourself, I want to do this within the next 2 weeks. More realistic, more relevant, more measurable, more attainable. So just be careful of how you choose to set the time bounds within your goals. SMART goals is important. It's important to set goals. And as I said on a Tuesday motivation, Denzel Washington tries to set himself a goal each day, and we can all do that. You don't need to be successful in life to set goals. You can set goals that I want to make. For my personal life at the moment is I want to make better breakfast for my children in the morning. So that means, what is better breakfast? So I'm saying I want to make a cooked breakfast each morning. So obviously not every morning, but most mornings. So I have to now take the goals and see, is it specific enough? Yes, it's a cooked breakfast. I want to, so it could be pancake, it could be like porridge, it could be egg muffins, something cooked is specific. I want to make cooked breakfast. Is it measurable? Yes, I'll be able to tell this week, how many times did I do it? 3 times a week. Next week, how many times did I do it? 4 times a week. And then improve on that. Is it achievable? Yes, it is achievable because I've done it already. So I just need to improve my techniques and how I go about it and my variety of things that I want to make. Is it relevant? Yes, it is, because I've realized once I make them a cooked breakfast, they're more interested in having breakfast in the morning. Otherwise, if it's just cereal or something, I realized they'll just rather miss that. So it is relevant to my life at this time. And then, is it time bound? Yes, because I want to achieve that, but this is like a long stretch thing. So I could say I want to make it a habit so that I have to keep continuously doing it for the next 3 months. So that way I would be able to see, okay, so for the last 3 months, how many times have you actually done it? And have you been able to achieve this? And are you actually able to keep up with it and keep doing it? So it's just a little motivation that do use goals and do use this SMART goals method to achieve things that you might find difficult, or if you keep finding yourself in the same rotational place and you're not moving forward in life, maybe it's time to make some SMART goals. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe.